Hello and welcome to Hatchling Squad Busters. I'm back with my alphabetical list of every character in the game, and today we're going to talk about Jessie. So as you can see, I'm doing this video a little bit differently this week because Hatchling runs around, and I figured since this is a Jessie video that this is her best mode for sure, and I figured I'd do her here, so I decided to shorten the video a bit by just having the Hatchling run footage and not much else. So, Jessie is a really strong character with the ability to summon turrets every time you open a chest. My teammate here is a bot, by the way. The guy up there with the Poco and the Medic and the Goblin. He's completely useless. But as I was saying, Jessie can summon a turret after opening a chest. And this turret has quite a bit of health and does quite a bit of damage. But it has to stay in one spot. So the main thing that it's useful for is sitting there and shooting hatchlings. And it's also super useful for stalling the monsters because it has so much health that they'll come up to the chest where it's sitting beside and they will just fight it for the next 5-10 seconds. And during that time you can attack them, or as these monsters kind of have a buff for the first little bit where they just deal a crazy amount of damage and have a crazy amount of health, you can use those turrets to slow them down so they don't get to the hutch while that buff is still active. So Jessie also, at baby, her attacks, which deal about 220 damage apiece, or not at baby, at classic, her attacks which deal about 220 damage apiece, they will bounce between targets. So it will only bounce once, but it won't lose, as far as I know, it won't lose any damage when it bounces. So you hit, like say there's two blue boxes beside each other, you hit one, then the shot bounces over the other one. I got my first Jessie here, which is super useful. These turrets will really help me get a lot more hatchlings. Because as you can see, like that turret there, that just got my hatchling. Super handy. If you're far enough away from the hutch, sometimes or not the hutch, if you're far enough away from your turret, sometimes the turret will just send the hatchling straight to the hutch, and so sometimes you'll just look up there and be like, wait, how did I just put a hatchling in there? And it'll have been your turret or your cannon or an expo. It's super useful. I've got 3 seconds, so I gotta go back or else these guys are gonna die. Ooh, good thing I did it at perfect time, or else I would have lost some hatchlings there. But yeah, my turrets, I'd say, got me probably 5 to 10 hatchlings that round. And if you do that every round, like, you get an extra 20, 30 hatchlings just from the turrets. And here you can see they're really taking down these monsters really quick. There's a zombie kaiju up here that I'm going to take down so he doesn't break the hutch. But I still have that useless bot teammate, so... Oh, he just stole my key. That's unfortunate. I'm going to take down this zombie kaiju who is fighting my cannon. Cannons also are really useful, not quite as good as turrets because they don't have as much health or deal as much damage, but they're still really useful. At super, Jessie drops a turret spell, which is basically just a turret that you can hold on to until you want to throw it down. Like here, perfect timing, I just got a turret spell. So I'm actually going to toss it down here so that any more hatchlings that spawn in there will get killed by my turret and come to join my squad. So I have that whole area ready to give me as many hatchlings as it can while my turret is in there. But as you can see, there's a little icon down there showing that monsters did in fact spawn in that area, so the turret's probably going to die. But it will also slow down those monsters, so even if it's only slight, it'll still slow them down. I got out of there fast because I forgot that the monsters had that buff, and that zombie kaiju definitely would have one-shot me, which would not have been good. Would have lost all my units. So here we gotta take down these zombie kaijus quickly so we can get the most bonus time, so that again my turrets have enough time to take out more hatchlings. I like to go to the bottom right and left corners because they seem to have the most hatchlings. Not sure why, they just seem to have more. Could be because the map isn't quite symmetrical. I'm not entirely sure. We've gotten almost 150 hatchlings. Once I get some hatchlings in, we will. Okay, there we go. We're at 150. I've just got a bow. Kind of trash. But bow's apparently good in this game mode, which does make sense. But I still don't like using him because Feels weird to pick a bow. Who knows, maybe he'll be really good after the update, though. So I got quite a few hatchlings here. Oh, I didn't put them in quite right. So now we've got 212, and our bot teammate is still just being so useless. My other teammate's actually surprisingly quite good, so if we didn't have a bot on our team, then we might actually have been able to get upwards of 400 hatchlings. But you'll see in the end how many hatchlings the bot got, and it was pathetic. So, the hutch is quite close to being dead, so we will survive this wave, but the chances of us surviving the next wave are really small. If we can do it, though, that would be really crazy. I'm going to grab Barbarian King, throw it on the turret, use up the rage spell, throw it on the cannon, grab the other rage spell. I need to get as many hatchlings as possible, so I don't think I'm going to open any chests. Though I might open a couple chests, like one in each area, just to get out a turret. Maybe two. Because the turrets, again, will help me farm these hatchlings. Oops, I didn't mean to grab that chest. But I've got a nice long train of hatchlings right now. We got 4 seconds till the next attack. 3, 2, 1, and the next attack is coming. And the bot was useless again. I got almost 40 hatchlings that round, which is pretty good. So let's get another roughs here. And we'll see if we can take down these monsters before they get to the hutch. Really, really hope so, because if not, we lose, and I don't really want to lose. But no, this isn't going to happen. We're going to lose. Yeah. And as soon as the kaiju jumps, or charges, or... Yep. There it goes. Alright, let's check out those bot stats. 30 monster busts, and 18 hatchlings. Bruh. Like, bots are really that bad? Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. See you in the next one. Bye.